thought today we'd talk about my day hike kit, usually for an 8 or 10 hour trip out in the woods or even less. These are the things that I like to carry on me. So we've got my belt kit here, which this Kuxa, this fixed blade knife, not necessarily just that fixed blade knife, but any fixed blade knife, and my belt pouch, which I go over in another video, but this is mostly a fire kit and a couple other little tools that are really helpful to have. Sometimes I'll just go out with that stuff if it's going to be a really short trip. But I'll also carry this, which is a leather roly-poly dump pouch that I made. And what I use this for typically is collecting tinders. This is cedar bark. I'll collect tinders and kindling for my fire for that day, or any other things that I think are interesting. It's pretty well waterproof. Waterproof the leather pretty well. That's a really useful thing to have. So I always carry that and this on me. That's my first line gear stuff I always have on my body. And then I'll carry usually a shamog around my neck. These things have 1,000,001 uses. I'll probably make a video about that in the future. If you're interested in that, maybe stay tuned. Then I've got my shoulder bag. I have the strap off of this just for this video. But this is my basic day kit stuff. Oh, hello. So, first right on the top, I've got a little boo-boo kit. Burns, scrapes, bites, stings, and just your basic non-life-threatening issues. I've got little reference guides for education and just to have for quick reference guides. Sorry, I have a wasp on my face. Quick reference guides, so if I have any questions about anything or I see something that may be useful, I can double check to make sure it's in here. Don't ever completely rely on these guides because they're not perfect. Only eat or use something that you know 100% what it is and that it is safe. Preferably something you've used before. I've got a little bit of a pyro putty, which this is like a interesting little fire starter. I think it's basically just a petroleum-based gel with cotton. That was a gift for my brother-in-law. Shout out to Christian. Then I've got a Grail water filter, GeoPress bottle, and a nesting cup from Pathfinder School. That way I can filter water. I can also cook. I can also boil water if I want to or need to. I'll put this over here. And this thing is awesome. So basically what you do with this, real tight right now. Do with this is you fill this up with water and then you just unscrew the cap a little bit and then push down. And it filters your water for you. Takes a second, but it's still faster than Life straws or Sawyer water filters. You can push down a little bit more, but I'm kind of an awkward filming angle, so. Yeah, one of my favorite bits of kit. If you're going to carry any water bottle in the woods, I suggest to carry this one. This is the best filter too. I mean, it filters out a little bit more than Life straws, I believe. But yeah, I've also got a lid for that. Next up, we got Baco Laplander saw. A little crusty from being used recently. Love this thing. Light, easy to use. Don't have to worry about snapping the blade, as it's tempered a little bit differently than a lot of the other saws that are out there. Next up, we got a little bottle of olive oil for cooking and for protecting high carbon steel if it's raining. Then we got backup lighter, always good to have. We've got some lavender solid perfume cream, and this is the best stuff in my opinion, in my experience. It's the best stuff I've ever used for keeping bugs away. Put it around your ankles, your wrists, your neck, your belt line, and that's kept ticks off me. I think I've only gotten like 3 or 4 ticks since I started using this. We've got a little tin that can be used to make char cloth, but it's mostly just processed down fat wood for quick fire making. Fat wood is pine resin infused wood from a pine tree, and it's very flammable, pretty much waterproof. That's all for that side. Next up, we got a little backup fixed blade. It's just a little old-fashioned Mora high carbon steel blade. I usually use that for cooking. Then we've got a little folding grill and some cutting board pieces that I cut into little plates. I can use these either as cutting boards or as plates. Very useful to have, but this grill's been awesome. This folds up, set it on some sticks, and you've got a decent cooking surface. Sorry about that. Next up, we've got the One Tiger's Transformer. This is one of my favorite multi-use pieces of shelter gear. It's a poncho that converts into a tent, and I'm going to put up a video probably of me setting this up and using this and showing you around there. So, but yeah, it's been awesome. Very useful piece of kit. Highly suggest you get 2 of them and it makes a complete tent. Then we've got probably one of my favorite pieces of cooking stuff. These are the only tools I think you really need for cooking out in the woods, if you've got a surface to cook on like the grill. I would like to iterate that this is not a survival kit. This is like a leisure kit. We're not roughing it with this, we're smoothing it, as they say. But this is the Gerber, I can't remember the name of it, but clip it together. You've got tongs, you've got a spork, you've got a spoon. These are made from titanium. And you've got a soft edge, a hard edge, so you can use that as a knife, and then you can use this as a spatula as well. So it does pretty much everything. It used to have a vegetable peeler, but that has disappeared over the years. We've got one of my favorite little notebooks. This is called a Write in the Rain notebook, and this is completely waterproof. Pencil goes with it if I want to take notes or like video ideas, or write down anything I want to improve or change about my kit. I can throw it in here, and I can do it in any kind of weather. Write in Rain notebooks are awesome. Sorry, I'm kind of putting this everywhere. It should be a little bit more organized. This is a Polish bread bag, is what they're called. I guess they were used for, I think it was World War II, for ration bags for the Polish army. But I found that this thing is just about the perfect size. So next up, we've got this. Oh, we'll go over this first. This is just a little bit of wax thread in case I want to do any impromptu repairs. Fix anything up, like if I rip the bag or rip a strap off or tear that bag or anything. Or even rip a hole in the poncho. I can go ahead and fix that up. And this is my cordage making kit. I've got a bunch of processed plant fibers. I believe most of these are from pineapple leaves. And you can just turn that into a 2-ply cordage. I'll teach you how to do that in a future video. But yeah, I keep that in there. Now also in here, I keep a little multi-tool, little backup blade, a little bit of file bottle opener, but I don't really use it for the tools. A little spare pair of scissors, which I do use for the cordage making. I'll snip off loose ends and all that, trim up things. But what I mainly use this for is right here. I'll use this as a way to scrape off the green parts of plant leaves to get to the fibers. I'll make a video about that, showing that. I know that's not exactly something I've seen a whole lot of on the internet, but I'll show that probably later today. Alright. Then we've got a chunk of beeswax, which I use for a lot of different things. You can use that for fire making, waterproofing cordage, waterproofing your kit. Then, I believe this might be the last thing in here. I just keep a little book of Irish myths and legends, and that gives me something to read if I'm sitting out for a while. Oh, lost that four-leaf clover. And yeah, that's pretty much what I keep on me on the daily. Okay, our little wasp friend has caught a spider. What this is a parasitic wasp, and what this guy's doing is he's paralyzed that big wolf spider by the looks of it, and what he's going to do, or she's going to take this spider, this paralyzed spider, back to a hole, lay eggs on it while it's paralyzed, and going to have the eggs hatch and eat Mr. Spider from the inside out. Pretty gruesome thing, but nature's not always nice. But yeah. Okay, that starts our way. I believe that is everything out of my bag. Now this isn't what I would use. This isn't what I'd use for overnights. This is just for a day hike. I'll go over an overnight bag later on, and this is just what I carry for the summer when it's not super necessary for me to stay warm and dry. Right now I believe it's 85 or 80 degrees. But yeah, if you have any questions or have any suggestions for anything I might take out of here or add in, let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.